Not everyone has the courage to confess their feelings, but body language and actions always reveal the truth. Could there be someone around you who loves you, but never had the courage to say it? In today's video, I'm going to show you 7 clear signs that he likes you more than he lets on, and some of them might surprise you. Sign number 1, the look that says, "It all, have you ever felt like someone looks at you differently?" Well, eyes reveal a lot. If a man likes you, even without saying a word, his gaze will speak for him. Sometimes, he stares at you intensely, as if trying to memorize every detail about you. Other times, he quickly looks away, like he just got caught, but deep down, he can't help it. Pay attention when you're in a group. If he watches you when he thinks no one is looking, or if he reacts when someone mentions you, that could be a sign. He might smile without realizing it, or even change his expression when he hears your name. That's because whether he wants to or not, you affect him. Another important detail is direct eye contact. If he holds his gaze longer than usual, as if he's trying to tell you something without words, it could be a strong sign. But if he looks away and seems nervous, well, that says a lot too. Nervousness can be an involuntary way of hiding his feelings. Now tell me, have you noticed someone looking at you like that? A lot of times the signs are right there, but we only see them when we start paying attention. And this is just the first clue, because besides his gaze, there's another behavior that reveals when someone cares more than they show. Sign number 2, he always wants to know about you. Have you noticed that some people ask how you are just to be polite, while others genuinely care? If he likes you, he won't ask just for the sake of asking. He wants to know how your day was, how you're feeling, and most importantly, he actually remembers what you say. He finds ways to get closer through simple yet meaningful questions. Did you sleep well? How was that interview? Did you get home safely last night? Small things, but they show that he pays attention to details and truly cares. And trust me, he doesn't do this with just anyone. He does it with you. Now stop and think. Does someone always want to know how you're doing? Do they randomly message you just to start a conversation about your day? It could be more than just politeness. And if someone just came to your mind, leave a comment. Maybe you've already noticed this sign without even realizing it. And besides his concern, there's another detail that might reveal hidden feelings, something that involves memory and attention, and that most people don't even notice. Want to know what it is? Then keep watching. Sign number 3, he remembers small things about you. Have you ever noticed that when someone really likes us, they pay attention to the smallest details? If a man remembers your favorite movie, that childhood story you mentioned once, or even how you like your coffee, that's no coincidence. He's truly listening to you. And more than that, he cares. These moments may seem subtle. He might ask how that book you started reading is going, or remember that trip you wanted to take. It's not because he's trying to impress you, but because he genuinely wants to know you better. Small gestures like these say much more than words. And you know what's most interesting? He doesn't have to remember these things, but he does anyway. That means, in some way, you're important to him. It's not something he does with everyone, it's with you. And that shows he's unconsciously storing little pieces of you in his memory. Now think about it. Does someone always remember these little things about you? Do they surprise you by mentioning something you never expected them to notice? If so, this could be a clear sign that he feels something special. And speaking of closeness, there's another detail that gives a lot away. Sign number 4, he always finds a way to be near you. When a man likes you, he finds ways to be around you. And he doesn't need a big reason. Suddenly, he shows up in the same places, joins the same conversations, or even makes sure to walk by your side. This isn't just a coincidence, it's an unconscious way of staying close to you. It could be at work, among friends, or in any situation. He always seems to be on the same wavelength as you. If you're in a group, he tries to sit nearby, participates more when you speak, and even finds excuses to interact. And if he offers to help you out, even when you don't ask, you can be sure he's looking for an extra moment with you. Another important detail is how he reacts when you're not around. If he notices your absence, mentions that he missed you, or asks why you didn't show up, that says a lot. Your presence makes a difference to him, and he's not even trying that hard to hide it. It might just be a simple, "Oh, you weren't here yesterday?" But deep down, it means he noticed you were missing. Being close is a silent way of showing affection. But hold on, because there's more. There's another sign, one that's more emotional and harder to control, that can reveal a lot about what he truly feels. Sign number 5, he changes. When you're around, you know when someone tries to act normal, but their body gives everything away? That's right. If a man likes you, even if he won't admit it, his behavior changes when you're around. Some get more excited, crack jokes, and try to grab attention. Others, on the contrary, become nervous, quiet, or even a little clumsy. These reactions are involuntary. He simply can't act naturally. Pay close attention. If he was relaxed and suddenly fixes his clothes, runs his hand through his hair, or straightens his posture when he sees you, it could be a sign that he wants to impress you. Plus, some guys get anxious without realizing it, fidgeting with their hands, touching their face, or looking away in a lost kind of way. Small details like these say way more than words. Another important clue is his tone of voice. Around you, he might become more enthusiastic and talk faster, or if he's shy, he may carefully choose every word, as if he doesn't want to say something wrong. This happens because he cares about how you see him, and his body reacts before he even notices. These changes are hard to control and almost always reveal hidden feelings. But there's another behavior that can be even more telling. And it doesn't just depend on him, but also on how he reacts to certain situations involving you. Sign number 6. He protects you in subtle ways. When a man has feelings for you, he shows it in the way he tries to protect you. And it doesn't have to be anything dramatic, like saving you from real danger. It's those small, almost imperceptible gestures that show he cares about you. For example, if you're walking together, he might naturally position himself on the side closer to the street, as if it's second nature. In a crowded place, he may subtly stay close or even gently guide your hand to make sure you don't get lost. If he senses you're uncomfortable in a situation, he might discreetly step in to help. This kind of care shows up in other ways, too. He asks if you got home safely, insists on carrying something heavy for you, or even reminds you to bring a jacket if it's cold. Small actions, but they reveal genuine affection. And the most interesting part? His protectiveness isn't over the top. It's subtle and natural. But there's another sign that reveals even more about what he feels. And this one he can't hide because it comes from a strong, uncontrollable emotion. But before we move on to the next sign, I have something very important to share. After 12 years of helping women transform their love lives, a coach revealed the biggest secret about men. It's something that connects you to their deepest, most instinctive side, creating a bond that few people ever achieve. If you want to learn what experts have discovered about how to win over or rekindle a man's love, watch the video in the comments. It's based on decades of experience and proven results. Sign number 7. He shows jealousy. Without admitting it, when a man has feelings for you but tries to hide them, jealousy can end up giving everything away. He might pretend he doesn't care, but his reactions speak louder than words. Suddenly, his tone changes, his expression stiffens, or he makes a joke that, deep down, has a hint of truth. All of this could be a sign that he's not happy about the idea of you being interested in someone else. If you mention another guy, pay close attention. He might try to downplay him, saying he's not all that great, or make jokes to mask his discomfort. Sometimes he just changes the subject or starts acting colder, as if trying to hide his uneasiness. These details may seem small, but they reveal a lot about what he's feeling. Another classic sign is when he suddenly tries to get your attention the moment he sees you interacting with another man. It could be by interrupting the conversation, trying to stand out, or even becoming more serious and observant. This happens because deep down, he's afraid of losing you, even if he's never had the courage to admit it. Silent jealousy is hard to disguise and can be one of the biggest giveaways. Now tell me, throughout this video, did someone come to mind? If so, maybe he's just waiting for the right moment to show what he feels. And who knows? That moment might be closer than you think. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss the next videos and can keep learning how to decode these signs. And since you're already here, go ahead and watch the video that's popping up on the screen. I'll see you there in a few seconds.